The ultimate security failure in the digital world isn't hacking a password, it's hijacking your phone number, the one identity key you use everywhere. We're going to break down exactly what that means because this is, without a doubt, one of the most effective and financially devastating attacks happening right now. And it all comes down to that little device in your pocket.
Just let that sink in for a minute. The very tool we trust to keep us safe, our phone, getting those little verification codes texted to us, is actually the master key a criminal can just take. And with it, they can unlock your entire financial life. It's this wild paradox. The thing that's supposed to be your shield becomes the weapon used against you. So here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll look at the paradox of your phone number as a master key. Then, we'll get into the universal weakness that affects almost all of us. After that, we'll deconstruct the entire hijack system piece by piece. We'll explore the psychology that makes it so potent, lay out a mandatory defense system, and end with a simple protective mantra you absolutely need to remember.
So, how in the world did we get here? How did a simple phone number go from being just, well, a phone number to being the central key to our entire digital kingdom? It kind of just happened, didn't it? Companies wanted an easy way to prove you are who you say you are, so they started using our phones. That convenience became standard practice, and now that standard practice has become a massive liability.
And what's so powerful about that is what it implies for a criminal. They don't need to spend months trying to brute force your super complex 16-character password. I mean, why would they? It is so much easier to just steal the key that resets it. If they can get control of your phone number, they get control of all those security codes. They're not trying to break down your front door. They're just walking up to the front desk and politely asking for a new key. And that brings us to a huge systemic flaw in modern security, our total reliance on getting security codes sent to us through text messages. It's technically called SMS-based multi-factor authentication, or MFA. The whole system was built on one simple assumption that only you have your phone. But SIM swapping just completely blows that assumption to pieces.
And the consequences, well, they're just devastating. We're not talking about a small problem here. This isn't just about getting locked out of your Instagram account. For the victims, especially anyone with serious savings or crypto, the losses are catastrophic. We're often talking 6 figures drained in just a few minutes. It's a truly life-altering event.
So, here's the core of it. The attack works because of this perfect storm of 3 vulnerabilities. 1, your phone number is the universal key for password resets. 2, it's where all those critical security codes get sent. But the third one, that's the linchpin. The entire system is guarded by a single human point of failure, a customer service agent at your phone company who can be talked into giving away the keys.
Okay, now let's put on our forensic hats. We're going to walk through the crime itself, step by step, so you can see exactly how a criminal goes from having just a tiny scrap of your data to controlling your entire financial world.
The attack follows a very clear 4-stage playbook. It starts with getting their hands on your personal information. Then comes the most important part, social engineering. That's what lets them bypass your security codes, which leads directly to taking over your accounts and, finally, draining your money.
It all begins quietly. The criminals start by collecting data. They don't need your whole life story. They just need a few key pieces of what's called personally identifiable information, or PII. Things like the last 4 digits of your social, your birthday, maybe an old address. And they get this stuff from all those massive data breaches we're always hearing about, just piecing together enough info to sound like you.
Okay, this is it. This is the crucial moment. Armed with those bits and pieces of your identity, the attacker calls your mobile carrier's customer service line. This is where that human point of failure we talked about comes into play. The technology itself is fine, but the person on the other end of that phone call, they're the real target.
And the story is always believable, something designed to get a sympathetic response. Hi, you're not going to believe this, I dropped my phone in a lake, it's totally fried. I just ran out and bought a new one with a blank SIM card, and I'm desperate to get my number working again for a work meeting. They sound stressed, they sound confident, and when the agent asks for verification, they just calmly read off the data they stole about you.
And right here, here's where the manipulation flips. The customer service agent, totally convinced they're helping out a customer in a jam, hits a button and executes the SIM swap. In that one single instant, your phone number is disconnected from your phone and activated on a SIM card in the criminal's hand. Your phone goes dead, theirs lights up with your life.
For you, the victim, this is the psychological choke point. You glance down at your phone. The signal bars are gone. It just says, no service. Your first thought is probably, bad reception. Maybe you restart your phone. But what's really happened is you've been completely cut off. You can't call your bank.
You can't call your carrier, you can't call anyone. You're isolated and confused, totally paralyzed, right when you need to act the most. And look at how terrifyingly fast this all happens. While you're still trying to figure out why your phone isn't working, the criminal is already getting your two-factor authentication codes. Within 5 minutes, they're resetting the passwords to your bank and your crypto exchange. Within 15 minutes, the money is moving, and by the half-hour mark, it's often gone for good, laundered through crypto, making it almost impossible to ever get back.
So we understand what happens, but now we have to ask, why does this work so incredibly well? This isn't just a technical glitch. It's a masterful exploitation of human psychology, targeting both the customer service agent and you.
The attacker's basically using 3 psychological weapons here. First, they use authority bias against the agent. See, the agent is trained to be helpful, and they trust someone who sounds confident and can provide the right info. Second, they hit the victim with cognitive overload. That sudden loss of service creates panic and confusion, short-circuiting your ability to think clearly. And third, they create a powerful isolation effect. By taking your phone offline, they remove your ability to fight back during those first critical minutes.
All right, we've taken the threat apart. Now let's talk about empowerment. There is no magic button here, but there is an unbreakable, mandatory protocol you have to follow. And I mean it. These are not suggestions. They're essentials for staying safe out there. First things first, you need to burn this red flag pattern into your brain. If your cell phone suddenly loses all service for no reason, no calls, no texts, signal bars gone, you have to treat it like a 5-alarm fire. This is not a network glitch. It is the one and only warning sign you will ever get that a SIM swap is happening right now. You have to immediately find another phone or a computer and contact your carrier and your bank. Next, you have to understand that not all security is created equal. Over on the left, you have the vulnerable stuff, getting codes by text message. As we've seen, that's tied to your phone number, which can be stolen. On the right, you have the secure methods. Authenticator apps like Google Authenticator create codes on your device itself, completely separate from your phone number. And even better is a physical hardware key, like a YubiKey, that you have to physically plug in. Those cannot be hacked remotely, period.
So it all boils down to 2 mandatory actions. First, as soon as you're done here, call your mobile carrier. Tell them you want to set a security PIN or a port-out passcode on your account. This is a PIN they will require you to say over the phone before any changes like a SIM swap can be made. That one step makes it so much harder for the criminal. Second, go through your critical accounts, bank, email, financial apps, and switch every single one of them away from text message codes to an authenticator app or a hardware key.
As we wrap this up, it's really important to zoom out and see the bigger lesson here. This isn't just about one specific attack. It's about a fundamental change in how we have to approach our own security.
And this is the central takeaway. You can have the longest, most complicated password in the world, but it doesn't mean a thing if the back door, your phone number, is left wide open. Securing your phone number is actually more important than securing your individual passwords because your number is the key that unlocks them all. So I'm going to leave you with this final protective mantra. Memorize it, and more importantly, act on it. Lock your phone means call your carrier and set that PIN. Secure your PII means be careful about what data you're sharing online. And retire SMS codes means it's time to upgrade your security to something that actually works. That is how you take back control. That is how you defend your digital life.